Dear colleagues, this patient presented to me yesterday with raised intraocular pressure. The intraocular pressure was 56 mm of mercury and this hypermature morgagnian cataract. I took up the case for surgery yesterday afternoon. Here are the surgical steps. The main incision and one paracentesis incision on the right side of the main incision have been made. The trypan blue dye is being injected underneath an air bubble to stain the anterior capsule of the hypermature cataract. The dye is washed out and the capsule stains with the dye well. Now viscoelastic substance hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose is injected into the anterior chamber. One more side port is to be made and here it is. This is the side port on the left side of the main incision about 2 clock hours away. And now capsulorhexis is to be done, and now see what happens. As I incise the anterior capsule, milky fluid comes out and nothing is visible. So I have to remove this milky fluid. I take a Simcoe cannula, aspirate this milky fluid, and the intralenticular pressure immediately decreases. Now viscoelastic substance is injected again into the anterior chamber. I use HPMC. Not only it is economical, it protects the corneal endothelium very well. Now I take Ayurveda forceps, hold this capsular tag and perform a continuous curvilinear capsulorhexis. Since the zonule is weak, in such cases I don't want to go to the periphery. And this has been a small rhexis of about 5 mm. Now we can see that the cataract is quite dense, not very hard, but it is not soft either. It may be a grade 4 cataract. Now how to chop this nucleus that doesn't have epinuclear support. We just have to use vacuum and hold the nucleus firmly, and then I have to chop it. Yes, I have been able to chop the nucleus very nicely. I hold it again here firmly and then I chop this part and it chops very well. One nuclear fragment has become free and this is another nuclear fragment that has become free. I work on the other heminucleus and here it is. This nucleus also, this heminucleus also divides into two parts. So we now have 4 nuclear fragments. I emulsify each nuclear fragment and take it out. The Phaco power in this case was 70%. Flow rate was as usual 45 ml per minute and vacuum was 450 millimeter of mercury. So we have removed 3 nuclear fragments. This is the last nuclear fragment. It doesn't have any epinuclear support, so I don't allow it to come forward and hit the corneal endothelium. I prevent it coming forward by the left hand instrument, that is the chopper. Fine. All the nuclear fragments have been emulsified and removed. And now there is very little cortical lens matter in this case. Most of the cortical lens matter has degenerated and has turned into a milky fluid that came out as soon as I punctured the anterior capsule of the cataractous lens. Now I inject viscoelastic substance and aspirate the cortical lens matter using a Simcoe cannula. This is a 23 gauge direct Simcoe cannula, and the capsule is very clean now. There are no cells on the posterior capsule. I inject viscoelastic substance, and in this case I am going to implant a hydrophilic acrylic intraocular lens. Hydrophilic acrylic intraocular lenses are quite good lens. The only disadvantage is it may be associated with PCO, which however can be taken care of by YAG laser. Here it is. The leading haptic has gone into the bag. Now the trailing haptic is dialed into the capsular bag. So both the haptics have gone into the capsular bag, and the haptics have taken their shelter at the equatorial region of the capsular bag. Now I aspirate the viscoelastic substance that has been used for the surgery, that is HPMC. I go behind the lens and remove the visco from the capsular bag, and most of the viscoelastic substance have come out. Now I use the irrigating probe of bimanual IA to remove the remaining portion of the viscoelastic substance. Go behind the IOL again and flush the viscoelastic substance out through the main incision. That's it. If we conclude the case here, it's fine. I now use bimanual IA, and that's it. Now the side ports have been hydrated, and this is how I conclude the case. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this video will help you in managing your morgagnian cataracts.